Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. I know you've been here for a long time, so I'm going to try and keep this short. I'm here today just to talk to you about Ishango AI. That's a social enterprise that started a year and a half ago. We are registered in London, and our main goal is to try to bring data science opportunities to the continent. All right. So how do we do that? As I was saying, our main goal is to bring data science opportunities to the continent, and we do that by trying to connect local talent on the African continent to global organizations. So what we do basically is that we source global organizations that have data science opportunities. They want to do projects, maybe either on machine learning, artificial intelligence, or what have you. We get them to give us a project. We recruit scientists, budding data scientists like yourselves here, to put on that project. We put them in residence for like 8 weeks, and they deliver on the project. And at the end of the 8 weeks, the organizations then decide if they want to work with you long-term or not. All right, so just to expand on that a bit, what we do in residence is that we know that out there in the global world, there is a huge demand for data scientists. But when it comes to African continents, there's a lot of talent here, but there's not much opportunity, right? So what we are trying to do in essence is to try and see if it is possible to make the African continent the data science hub of the world, because we know there's a lot of talent here. We've tested that. We've run a couple of fellowships, and just to give you a perspective, we just finished running a fellowship here in June, July, and we had over 750 applications willing to go into residence with us, all right? The problem is how we can get the jobs coming in. So just to, all right, somebody, okay. All right. Next one, please. Yeah, so what I was just saying is that we try to scope talent, we try to scope projects. And what that means is that we go out, talk to global organizations like World Remit, like Elder Research, like PMI, and all of these guys. And we tell them, hey, when you come to the continent, there is a huge talent pool here. And we want for those guys to work with you. Because most of the time when the global organizations are looking at hiring, they don't think about Africans. So we as Ishango take it upon ourselves that we need to bring that up in the discussions. So we are going to these companies and we are telling them, hey, there is a huge talent pool here. Give us a chance to prove that. So we are offering you 8 weeks. We have amazing fellows. They can work with you. So our process is basically, we scope projects, we recruit fellows, we work on projects, and then we help the fellows get a placement of job after. Next slide, please. Yeah, so just to give you a perspective of what we've done so far, I said we are a year and a half old. We've run our first fellowship in Kigali in September, November. We worked with the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences in Rwanda. So maybe you might recognize some of your fellows there, but they gave us about 14 fellows and we worked with them on 7 projects. And this year in June, July, we had our first fellowship here in Ghana, somewhere around iSpace, where we worked again with some amazing talent, most of whom are still currently on contract with the organizations that they are working with. Our next fellowship is coming up in October, November this year, also in Accra. And then the next one is gonna be in February, March, thereabouts next year. So here are a couple of companies that we've worked with. We've worked with Elder Research, we've worked with African Practice, we've worked with Omniscient Neurotechnologies. So you can see that most of our companies that we work with are cross-board. We have a health company, we have a research company, we have a fintech, we have an NGO in there, tobacco, and we have African Practice working with governments across the continent. So just to give you a perspective of some of the projects that our fellows have worked on, one of the amazing projects they did was they developed a machine learning module to predict when parts of hydroelectric power plants are going to fail. Some have built recommender systems for pushing customers to the Tails platform to buy dog food. Some have worked on natural language processing solutions to match medical terms, and a host of other things that you can see on our YouTube platform, because we have some amazing presentations there from our fellows. Yeah, so I'm wondering that some of you might be wondering, what does it take to get into this? So most of the time, our fellows are people with degrees in mathematics, computer science, engineering, and I'm sure that is a lot of you in this room. Most of them know how to use Python and R. They have a working or practical experience building modules or coding, and they are available to get into residency full-time if we give them the opportunity. Yeah, so how to be part of that? It's simple. You can just go to our website, ishango.ai, fill out the application form. We'll review your application to see if you have all the credentials that you said you have. We invite you for a coding assessment. If you pass that, you get to interview with our in-house senior data scientist. Unfortunately, not me, because I'm not a data scientist. You get shortlisted if you pass the interview. You get assigned to a project. You get interviewed by the host company, that is the company providing the project. And if everything is okay, you get accepted and you spend 8 weeks with us. Hopefully after the 8 weeks, you get a long-term contract. Next one, please. Yeah, so just that's just a summary of what we do. You can check our social media platforms to get more information about us. I'll just stop here now for any questions that you might have for me. Thank you. Any questions, please? Hey, Chairman. I still have a lot of minutes left, right? Any questions for me, please? No? Okay. Can you go back to the last but one slide? Last but. No, last but one.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I want to find out, I think with respect to the requirements, you limit the qualification or the background to mathematics, computer science, and to some other few fields. What I want to find out is these days we have programs that are specifically tailored towards maybe machine learning or data science. So maybe, so they pick up things like programming, maybe statistics, and some other few areas. So I want to find out if somebody has a background or maybe a qualification in that field or in that area, is that person also qualified to apply?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, so we limited it to those, or I put those in the slide just to give you where most of our fellows come from. But then we've had fellows in residency that have a degree in finance, geomatics, all the fields. So once you, the main thing is to be able to use Python or R. So once you have that and you can prove that you've done a project or two, just give in the application and let's see. The projects that we've taken so far, we've completed. All right. So the way the projects work, just to give you a perspective, is that most of the time, it is a milestone in a bigger project from some organizations. So some of the fellows that started working on the project are still working with those organizations to complete the project. So for example, the project about the machine learning to predict hydroelectric power plants when they are going to fail, that project is still ongoing. So after the 8 weeks, the company that we're working with decided, okay, these fellows are good. We are going to hire them to complete the entire project. So the way it works is that because we don't want to contribute to the brain drain, it's mostly remote work. So you work from here for any company anywhere in the world. We set you up here. We provide all the logistical support that you need, and then you work remotely. And in case I didn't add to it, it's a fully funded program. So if you get selected for it, all you have to do is just pack your bags and come to residence. Thank you.
Thank